evening and welcome to Lights on LA. I'm your host, Louise Gill. This evening with me, I am fortunate to have two very handsome gentlemen. One very known to the Armenian community, recently with the Betrayal movie, an actor, director, producer, Mr. Jack Topalian, and also Michael Ostian, the newly appointed director of this year's Arpa Film Festival, which we'll be talking about. Director Michael Ostian. How are you both?
We're good. Thank you. How are you doing?
Very good, thank you. Good to see you too. I've had you on my show with Betrayal, and today let me congratulate you. I just heard that your DVD went domestic. 11/11/2014.
11/11/2014. So today Betrayal came out on not only DVD but VOD, iTunes, Amazon, everywhere, on Charter. So if any of our fans want to check it out, please do.
Wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's talk about this weekend. This weekend we are going to be having a film festival. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure.
And then we'll talk a little bit directly more about ARPA and AFMA.
Sure. I mean, we're having the 17th ARPA International Film Festival. So we're the only Armenian-based film festival on the West Coast. So that's something pretty special. We have a 3-day festival running from this Friday, the 14th, to the 16th. And it's going to be at the Egyptian Theater in Hollywood, which is a very iconic and historic theater.
Very nice.
So we're very happy for that as well.
And I want to say that this marks the 17th year that the Arpa Film Festival has been here in Los Angeles. It was started by Sylvia Minassian, who was the founder of Arpa Film Festival, and AFMA, and 17 years running strong, and that's a pretty big achievement.
Yeah, we're actually one of the oldest film festivals in Los Angeles, and that's a pretty big accomplishment.
Well, you have a very, very big shoes to fill, considering that the former director was Alex, and very, very nice guy. So
yeah, I mean, he was our director for the past 10 years, so that's a huge deal to us. And yeah, it's extremely large shoes to fill. But I'm really excited. We have reimagined and a larger crew this year with our organization. We have new, fresh ideas, and I think this program really reflects that. So we're excited to be showing, we have 48 different films from 16 different countries. So
Wonderful.
To be representing that many countries, it's pretty great.
Wonderful.
So yeah, it should be fun.
For those that do not know, I know AFMA and we're talking about ARPA. Are those two organizations that are the same? I know we're talking about, Mrs. Sylvia Minassian, who is a wonderful lady and a true leader in our Armenian community and has done wonderful things for our Armenian community. But could you tell us a little bit about the difference between ARPA and AFMA?
AFMA is the main organization. ARPA is its film part. AFMA basically is the Armenian Foundation for Music and Art, which was started by Sylvia Minassian. It is designed to promote artists in America, specifically in Los Angeles, to help them promote, to help them find their voice and their place within the community. And ARPA Film Festival was an offshoot of AFMA, and ARPA's main and only role is the festival in itself. So Michael can talk a little bit more about that.
AFMA was created because we want to represent all the talented people in the Armenian community. So whether that's composers or that's artists and sculptors, sometimes we do art exhibits as a part of AFMA. But through the natural evolution of the organization, ARPA is really the centerpiece, I guess you could say, event that AFMA puts on, and it's grown to 17 years, which is great. We're excited.
It's huge.
Now, Michael, what inspired you to take this role as director? I mean, what's your background, and how did that inspire? I know that you have a background of law.
Well, yeah. I mean, I began, being very interested in entertainment and the entertainment industry. So after graduating UCLA, I went to Southwestern Law School, and now awaiting bar results. So hopefully that all goes well.
Good luck.
But yeah, during my time at Southwestern, I worked at a studio, a talent agency, an entertainment law firm, a management company, a distribution company, all entertainment related. So I knew this was something I wanted to do, and I wanted to use law as a vehicle to pursue that. I've been with ARPA for 3 years now, and so this year they offered me the position as director. So I thought it'd be an incredible opportunity, you know, both for my learning experience and also to give back to the Armenian community, which in the entertainment field, we've been growing exponentially. I was telling Jack that there's so many young people getting into entertainment who are Armenian, so it's great.
Wonderful. And what do you perceive it to be? I mean, what is the future plans for ARPA?
Only bigger and better. We want to bring it to the new age, I guess you could say. So with our social media, our marketing, our branding, we're trying to change all that. So we're looking towards the future with this festival.
And as far as you, Mr. Topalian is the executive chair?
No, I'm not the executive chair. This year I've been asked by Sylvia to join the organization, to join AFMA as well as ARPA as part of their executive committee, and I'm very honored to be a part of that. So my job will be to be part of that executive decision-making committee and to work with Michael and others, you know, that we have an ongoing staff of people. And, you know, our intent is to improve on everything that we've done all these years, you know. So the intent is, you know, if we have something that's lasted for 17 years, that's a huge undertaking. So
it's a huge
my job
accomplishment, especially in the Armenian community.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one of the reasons, you know, that Sylvia reached out to me and offered me to become a part of the organization, which I happily accepted, is because she knows that I work in the American world, as you know, as you and others know, but I've also worked in the Armenian communities in Actor. So, you know, my intent and my sole task and undertaking would be to make sure that our community, our Armenian community here in Los Angeles and abroad, you know, somehow finds a way to merge into the American mainstream market.
That's
and,
good representation.
Absolutely. And the ARPA Film Foundation or the Film Festival is one of the tools that we have at our disposal. So.
Now, I know that Betrayal, like we said, it has come out. Are there any new projects coming up? Mr. Topalian?
Actually, I've been filming quite a lot on other things, but I have a couple of projects in development. Yes, nothing that I want to talk about, you know, in more detail right now.
Why did I invite you? No, I'm just kidding.
You know, because we're old friends and we always like to chat, you know. So, but there's a few things on the horizon. Actually, I have a film, a short film that I did, an Armenian comedy film that I did, is going to be part of the festival this year. So.
Yeah, we thought it was. You know, it's a comedy, and we thought it was a great representation of, I guess, you know, a little bit of the stereotype in the Armenian community, but I guess you could speak more about what's going on with the film.
What I wanted to do was create something, which I'm actually just a producer, creator, director on this. I'm not acting in it, but we have some wonderful talent in there. We have Levon Sharafian, who, you know, most of your viewers know. We have Sienna Kay, who's been in, and in fact, she was here with me when we were talking about Betrayal. She played my daughter in there. And other well-known or not so well-known Armenian talent, you know, whom I've discovered. And essentially, I wanted to create a sitcom that was more in keeping with more of the mainstream American sitcoms, but more with an Armenian angle. So the short is called Nora Pasagnet, or Newlyweds. It's basically about a newlywed young Armenian couple, you know, who are trying to start their life, and her father comes to live with them, and I'm sure you could all imagine what ends up happening in the house, you know, between the generational gap. So it's funny, and it's meaningful, and it's things that happen in our community. And I think, you know, my intent, just like joining this organization, my intent is to see if we can bring a lot of our younger viewers and have them come into the community and become a part of these things, or tune into our television stations and have something for them, you know?
Very
true. It's important.
Let's go back to November the 14th, 15th, and 16th. The opening is the 14th. The closing ceremony is on the 16th. It's at the Egyptian Theater in Hollywood Boulevard. Tell us a little bit details about those 3 days. What is anticipated? You know, when does it start? And where can people buy tickets if they want? Is it by tickets?
Yeah.
So give us a little information about that.
Our opening night, we took a lot of time and effort into organizing the opening night. So this Friday, our program starts at 7:45, but we recommend everyone being there a little bit early because of it's Friday, it's Hollywood, you know, parking, all that jazz. So we start at 7:45. We have a red carpet and everything before. We start our program with a short film from Armenia. It's a U.S. premiere. It's called Catatonia. And this is a young and vibrant and very talented production team from Armenia who've created an incredible short. And so we placed that right before our feature film opening film, and that's Tevanik from Jivan Avedissian. Great film, aesthetically beautiful, looks great.
From Los Angeles, or again from Armenia?
Again from Armenia.
Again
And
from
it is,
Armenia.
it is also the U.S. premiere. And it's done, you know, made some waves in the international news headlines, premiering at Cannes Film Market. So that's a huge deal.
Huge deal.
So we're very excited to have it. It's a great film. And so after that, we'll have a Q&A with the representatives, the United States representatives of the film. And then we'll have a food and wine reception in the beautiful Egyptian theater courtyard.
So it's going to be quite a grand, you know, opening to the
Very
festival.
nice.
You know, like Michael says, the red carpet's going to start at 6 o'clock, and it'll carry on until about 7:30, 7:45. The films will start showing, and you know, we welcome everybody to come on board. Not only will they see great films, but they'll have an opportunity to intermix, you know, with some of the artists there. You know, all of the directors and some of the actors and so forth will be there. So it'll be a great event. You know,
we have information about every single film and every single program for the festival weekend on our website at arpafilmfestival.com. And
ARPA meaning ARPA,
filmfestival.com. And our online box office is at itsmyseat/AFFMA, AFMA. Sorry, it's itsmyseat.com/AFMA, and that's where you can get all the tickets. So they're actually
itsmyseat.com.
Itsmyseat.com, and you'll find it.
Or
you know,
you guys
we're all
can
familiar
go,
with it.
And I know we have a lot of our viewers who are on social media. You guys can also go on Facebook and Twitter and find us. Just put in Arpa Film Festival, and a lot of the details will come up.
We have you know, we have our own Facebook page where we post updates. We have our event that we post updates on as well. So we're all in the media space. So you guys, if you search for us, you'll find us. And so, but yeah, it's turning out to be a really great festival. Tickets are selling, and
Ticket sales or the tickets are how much?
the tickets for the opening night, the centerpiece Saturday evening, and the closing Sunday evening are $45, and that includes the screening. And that also includes the food and wine reception afterwards.
Wonderful.
So it's a bargain. It's a great Friday night or a Sunday night.
Yeah, and every other film throughout the weekend during the days will be at $15 for just the program, for just the film. So I think, you know, the prices are great, and it's an ideal place to go and have fun.
Wonderful. So that's Friday night. And Saturday, that include, what does Saturday happen? I mean, it's just
Saturday
different types
has,
of films? Or?
Yeah, we have shorts, we have documentaries, we have feature films, we have music videos, we have it all. And so we start at 12 o'clock and we go up until 12 o'clock p.m. and we go all the way until 12 o'clock a.m. Just screening films. We have 2 different theaters at the Egyptian, so we're very fortunate to have 2 screens that we're showing films on. So, you know, it's films for the entire weekend, so you'll have something to go see.
For film enthusiasts, people that love movies, that love creative people. I mean, there's a lot of great films to check out.
Are these movies technically for kids too, if people want to bring it, or it's more for the adults?
Well, I mean, it depends on, I guess.
Varies, right?
Yeah, it varies.
It varies.
Whatever film you want to go see, you can check it out on our website, what films there are and what you think is appropriate.
And like Michael said, the films are not Armenian films necessarily. We have films from over like 15 or 16 countries.
We have great films from France and Cuba and Iran, Armenia, of course, the UK. So we have films from everywhere. We're an Armenian-based film festival, but we're really international.
And we do get a lot of Odars that come to the festival as well, you know, because there's a lot of film enthusiasts that live in Los Angeles and they love to go to festivals.
That's true.
You know, so. And
the Armenian films are in Armenian, or are they subtitled, or?
All foreign films are required to have subtitles. Because we cater to, you know, all the audiences. So if you know the language, great, but if you don't and if you want to see the film, you'll have the subtitles at the same time, so everybody can see it.
Egyptian Theater is located on Hollywood Boulevard in the corner of Hollywood Boulevard and
Las Palmas.
Las Palmas.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, it's a historic theater. I mean, one Google search, you'll find it. We have parking in the back.
Parking in the front.
Parking in the front, plenty of parking, which in LA is very important. So, yeah.
Now, that was the opening. What is going to be the closing ceremonies?
So, go ahead, Jack.
No, the closing ceremonies essentially are going to be. My film is actually going to be the closing film of the festival.
Betrayal.
No, not Betrayal. No. Newlyweds. Yeah, Not Up
Okay.
So that's going to be the closing film of the festival, and then afterwards we're going to be giving out some awards, not only to the winners in the various categories of the films, such as Best Film, Best Short, Best Director, and so forth. But we're also going to have some people we're going to be honoring that night. We're going to be honoring Angela Sarafian, who is. Who's going to be our rising star this year. I'm sure a lot of the audience members know Angela from Lost and Found in Armenia, as well as from the Twilight series and so forth. She is really an up and coming star, and she's done some great work. And we're also going to be, honoring an Armenian American icon, Mike Connors,
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Mike Connors has been in the American industry as an actor, as well as various things for many, many years. A lot of our audience members might know him as Mannix, which was I think his most popular TV series.
That's very true.
So he's also going to be honored. And like I said, we're also going to be presenting the film winners that night, and then afterwards we're going to have another
reception. Hey, look,
another food and wine.
We're Armenian, and we like to party, so we're gonna do the food, do the wine, and mingle, chat, and it's gonna be a fun time. And that's a lot of the times when we get feedback from our festival and from our filmmakers. They say, it's so great to have time to meet other filmmakers and other industry people. In one place, and have it be very
networking, and that's
comfortable.
what this generation is. It's
Right.
networking. It's not what you know nowadays, unfortunately. It's who you know that would be able to help you out and, of course, guide you into the right direction.
It's an environment to interact with other like-minded individuals, creative artists, and so forth. And like you said, it's
so for those
networking,
that are
right?
interested in being actors, actresses, or being in that kind
Directors,
of
producers, writers, or just want to support them, they should all come out. Yes.
Please come out November 14th, 15th, and 16th to the Egyptian Theater. Egyptian Theater in Hollywood. Get your tickets at itsmyseat.com. It's going to be a wonderful 3-day weekend. It'll be a wonderful date night, and I'm sure that there'll be movies for kids too. So I'm sure that if you go on Arpa Film Festival, you could go on their website and get more details about the details of the movies and the listings and the showtimes. You were talking about that you will be honoring or giving awards for the best movie and stuff. Who
decides that?
We have a committee of we have committee members. Maybe you could talk about that a little.
Our committee and our programming team watch every single film that we have submitted to us, and they go through an entire process of watching and rating the films, and we do the official selections, the 48 films for the weekend. And then after that, we nominate certain films that we think stood out just a little bit, and we give those films to our industry jury people. And they watch the films, rank it, rate it, and then we tally everything up, and we give the awards for best in each category. So best feature, short, documentary, director, screenwriter, all that. So
now, once they win, do they go to a different film festival, like the Cannes Festival, or does it ever reach that part?
It's totally up to them. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, you have to remember one thing. Each festival has its own set of rules and guidelines. Now, many films throughout the industry can be submitted into various festivals. In Los Angeles, like Michael says, Arpa is one of the oldest film festivals in the city of Los Angeles. So it's a prestigious place to have films. And But that is not to say that if they're here, they can't go anywhere else. Absolutely. Like this year, I had films at the Pomegranate Film Festival, the same Newlyweds, which was just this weekend, and it was also also here. So people can have films in 10 festivals if it's accepted.
Yeah, we have many filmmakers who do a lot of different festivals. So our Saturday evening centerpiece, When My Sorrow Died, is a documentary, really interesting documentary about an Iranian-Armenian theremin player. That really interesting instrument that not a lot of people know how to play. And so it's kind of following his life and story. But that's been all around the festival market, all throughout the country. So it's really, festivals are really a forum for films and filmmakers to be showcased so people can see it. And eventually maybe get picked up and be distributed just like Jack's films have. So we have several films. Let's say Toastmaster at 5 p.m. Saturday has been won awards at the film festival in Spain, one of the bigger ones in Spain.
Nice.
Tevanik, our opening, won an audience award in Silk Road in China. So I mean, they've been all over the place.
Wonderful. What are the future plans for ARPA? Or what's the next event?
Yeah, for Arpa, the film festival, we do that once a year, so we stick to that. But for AFMA, we've been an organization where we try to put on as many events as possible for Armenian artists. So a few months ago, we did a screening for Khachaturian, the old, very well-known documentary. I think it was a 10-year anniversary. So we had a screening just for that film. And then before that, we've done art exhibits for painters, sculptors, and composers, things like that. So we're always trying to find new talent. We're trying to celebrate, the already established people with all their talent. So we try to really bring the Armenian artistic people out.
We want to have a place. AFMA is essentially, like I said earlier, is a place where we want artists who are Armenian, but they should have a bigger voice than just the community. Kind of like anybody that's been able to break into the mainstream market. We're just like anybody else. We're talented people. We have good writers, directors, painters, singers, and so forth. But why limit our talents only to the Armenian market? That is not to say we can't be a part of the Armenian market, but we should be able to have a voice in the mainstream market.
That's true.
Yeah, so that's the whole intent of AFMA.
I have always said that diversity, we live in a country where it's diverse, and we do need, and we have wonderful talent, as we all know, and we're workaholics, and I know that having organizations like Sylvia founded is a tool for our Armenian community. For those that have an interest and that are pursuing acting, is there some way that there could be a liaison? Is there a way that they could contact you?
I would say the first step would be that, if any individuals have any interest, I think the best thing is come and see the ARPA Film Festival. Come and see what we're about. Check out our films, get to meet some of the people who are part of the organization. And then, I think from there it's about building relationships with people. But we do plan, part of what I, intend to do with the rest of the committee and the board members, ARPA and AFMA, is to figure out better ways or more opportunities to have these kinds of events where we can all come together and be able to, exchange ideas and figure out ways that we can, create an opportunity for people to get forward into the mainstream market. So I would say a good start. Unfortunately, some of our Armenians are, they expect to, get the part because they're Armenian, or they expect to. There is no such thing in the mainstream market. You have to work, and we do have a lot of talented people. So I would say, if you're really serious about your career, come out there, support it, and then the others will support you in return. That's how it works.
It's a two-way street.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you're watching a movie and you're having some wine. So I mean, there's no bad way to look at it. It's really it's a fun event. So we want to create an environment where it is fun and people want to come out and do that kind of commingling and interchanging. And that's part of our mission too.
And of course, I'll meet the producers, the directors of all these films.
Yeah.
Is that also on Saturday or just on Friday and Sunday?
So the filmmakers will be, in and out of the festival throughout the weekend.
Okay.
Whether it's they're going to their screening and handling a Q&A after their screening and program, or they want to go see other films, they'll be there throughout the weekend.
But most of them will probably be there on Friday night for the opening gala, for the opening film,
Right.
and probably on Sunday night. So those are going to be, but like Michael says, and if somebody has a film on Saturday afternoon or Sunday, they're going to be there during their film to do a question and answer with the audience. But Friday night's event is a huge event. That at that event everybody comes out because it's the first introduction. In fact, my good friend Mikhail Pogosyan is here from Armenia, and he's going to be joining us as one of our VIP members. So I'm sure a lot of people know who he is. And so this will be the time to get everybody out there. But along the way, there'll be other films during the week that they could, the weekend they could watch and meet them individually as well.
So November 14th, 15th, 16th, Egyptian Theater. Said it right this time. Egyptian Theater. If you want tickets, it's myseat.com, or please go and get all the details at Arpa Film Festival. Closing ceremonies is on Sunday. It will be an extremely interesting event, and for those that have aspirations of being anything, whether it's a director, producer, actor, singer, or any painter, sculptor.
That's right.
It's a wonderful way of coming together and meeting people.
Absolutely.
Because honestly, meeting people is the most important thing nowadays. It's really who you know. And you don't know which event you go to that you will meet somebody that will totally change your whole life.
Yeah.
So I want to congratulate Mr. Topalian on the DVD, coming out today as being 11/11, 2014. Mr. Ashcan, I wish you all the best of luck as director, as a new lead director.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Arpa. And of course, for Thanksgiving, the only thing that I could say is for you to become an attorney, and hopefully you pass the bar.
Thank you.
So thank you, and I hope you enjoy this weekend. I hope it's a successful one. Thank you for watching Lights on LA. Have a very good evening. Good night.
Apagaí a